Governor Doug Ducey says he will call a special legislative session next week to figure out how to handle the devastating wildfires and all the damages. This as several Southwest states, including Arizona, experience a severe drought. 13 on your side's Cody Lee joins us with more.
Good evening, April. Governor Doug Ducey is calling all state representatives and senators to come up with a plan as we see another wave of fires. The state deals with horrific fires every year, so why call a special session now? I sat down with our local legislative panel to discuss this. The state's wildfire season comes every year, posing threats to rural communities and land. The governor now wants lawmakers to figure out how to combat the problem. Representative Tim Dunn explains why Governor Ducey made the decision.
It's extremely dry, very few rainfall, so we're above dry temperatures. So he's had some people that have telling him that the Game and Fish, the National Forest Service, our state lands department, how dry the forest and stuff is.
Between the Telegraph and Mescal fires in Pinal and Gila counties, nearly 250 square miles have burned. Representative Charlene Fernandez says the funding should be ongoing.
We have to make sure that this doesn't happen again later on in the year, next year, the year after that. We need to make sure that our Forest Service is well maintained, is fully funded, and has the personnel they need.
So much so, Fernandez says bills have been drafted up but have become stale.
We've had members, and one of them is Senator Atondo, that has had legislation to be proactive about what we anticipate as far as wildfire season, thinning of the forests, making sure that there's enough water, making sure that we have the infrastructure and personnel to fight these fires. We don't ever hear those bills.
Our weather is not helping the efforts either. The lack of rain means water levels are low, which is a major concern in neighboring states.
There'll be an ongoing collaborative bipartisan discussion on what we want to do for trying to mitigate upcoming fires, stop those and prevent those fires. Whatever we can do to help.
The local representatives seem to agree more long-term planning and funding is needed.
We want true investments, true ongoing investments. We need to start thinking ahead.
That's something we could sure bring up in the budget conversation that says we learned this in a special session. We need some X dollars here for this agency to do specific fire mitigation.
And April, both representatives tell me they'll meet on a bipartisan level next week to collaborate together and determine how the state will move forward. And this is not just the only thing lawmakers will be focusing on. Next week, they will reconvene to hopefully finalize a new budget. We'll stay on top of this. Reporting in studio, I'm Cody Lee. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Cody.